leading cause of suicide is depression. Maybe you're like I used to be. You've heard about depression, but you never experienced it. You assume depression is sadness, and the person dealing with it just needs to make the decision to change. First, depression is not sadness, and understanding the difference is your first step in saving someone's life. When you saw that young man, you could probably tell he was sad, and that's because sadness is pretty identifiable by how it looks. You can tell from the look he has, the watery eyes, the lowered posture. Recognizing depression, however, is much more complicated because there is no one face that describes it. Instead, there are many faces to depression. Depression can be smiling and laughing on the outside, while on the inside, you're wanting to scream for help. Depression's face can be having all the energy to appear full of life and happiness, while on the inside, you're exhausted from having to appear happier and more energetic than you really are. Depression can be getting that car you'd always dreamed about, you've worked so hard for, only to find it did nothing to satisfy you. You're still lonely and unfulfilled. The face of depression is taking that perfect, happy, and smiling picture for Facebook, while really feeling ashamed that the real you can never live up to the perfect you that you're trying to portray. So, maybe you're like me and you didn't understand there were differences in how depression looks from sadness. If so, you may also not understand the other major difference: duration. Sadness lasts for just a moment. Sure, there are times that those moments can last for days or months depending on the situation, but depression can last for years and years. A great analogy for this is a storm. Sadness is a normal rainstorm. It blows in and it hangs over you. Sure, you get wet and it's no fun for a little while, but then the storm moves on and eventually the sun will return. We can look forward to the end because we know that there is an end in sight. Depression, however, is like a hurricane going on inside your mind. It's constant and it's never ending. It follows you around 24/7. There's no relief in sight, and you don't know how you can survive it. So what can you do to help a friend or a family member who's struggling with depression? Let me share 7 things that you can do to help a friend. First, educate yourself about depression. The fact that you're taking the time to watch this demonstrates your willingness and ability to be able to cure your friend, but you can better understand what they're going through, and it'll give you more patience to tolerate the confusing and frustrating symptoms. Second, you can ask questions. Dig in a little bit, ask some questions, digging for the root cause. Asking questions is critical because the terrain is so vast and each person's experience is so different. Try a few of these. When did you first start to feel bad? Can you think of anything that may have triggered it? Do you have suicidal thoughts? Is there anything that makes you feel better? 3, help your friend identify and cope with sources of stress. It's no secret that stress is a significant contributor to depression and anxiety. Scientifically, chronic levels of stress pour cortisol into our bloodstream and cause inflammation in our nervous system. All of this reduces our brain's innate ability to keep itself healthy. Stress also interrupts healthy coping strategies, which makes a person more vulnerable to mood swings. Your job is to help your friend identify the sources in their life of stress, and then brainstorm with them on ways to reduce the stress. These don't have to be huge or dramatic changes. Small tweaks to their day, like utilizing deep breathing techniques. Those that can go very far in reducing stress. 4, remind them that they're incredibly strong. When depressed, many people don't believe that they're worthy of love. This makes relationships, and especially communication, difficult. You can help nudge them along, help nudge them towards recovery by reminding them of their strength, but be sure to use concrete examples. Cite specific times in their lives where they exemplified courage, stamina, compassion, integrity, or perseverance. 5, make them smile. Laughter helps and heals. Research has proven that laughter is one of the best possible things we can do for our health, and humor can help us heal from a number of illnesses. 6, let your friend know they won't always feel this way. The simple statement said with love and compassion, "You won't always feel this way," is a simple statement of truth that holds the most powerful healing element of all: hope. As a friend, your hardest job is to get your friend to believe that they will get better. Once their heart is there, their mind and body will follow. Finally, the most important thing you can do to help a friend with depression, and if you only do one thing, let it be listening. It is imperative and critical for your friend to have someone who will listen. Just listen. Suspend all your judgments and save all your interjections. Do nothing more than make excellent eye contact and open your ears. Listening is the most basic and powerful way to connect to another human being. When listening from the heart, you aren't just hearing them, you're taking it in, caring about what they say, showing them how important they are to you. You are being in community with them, which is often better than any counseling they can receive. Counseling is important and critical to most suffering through depression, but it is still just a point in time when advice is provided, and then it's left to the individual to go out and utilize what they learned on their own in an effort to improve. Being in community, though, is not just a one-time event. Rather, it's ongoing. You're traveling with your friend on their journey, supporting, caring, and listening along the way. If you know someone with depression, try to listen and not judge. Don't forget that although when you're sad, many times you're able to snap out of it. But depression is different. It's not sadness. Thinking your friend should just get over it and move on? Trust me when I tell you, those suffering through depression wish they could do just that. But it's very difficult when you're living through a devastating hurricane in your mind. A hurricane with no end in sight. Be there and listen. Take the time to make a phone call. Provide some support and leave out the judgment. Something so small can bring a friend back from the brink and may save a life. Help your friend change their life slogan from "I'm surviving" to an anthem of "I am living."